发愿做首善女，木山3个。那到现在为止，她也有30位。人物事业的经费来源哦，公益广告、环保回收，最主要还是要靠大家的护持。所以姚师兄，
好，直播初级，开心自己。
Okay, good day, everyone. Thank you for joining online study group. And earlier you were watching a recap video that was our study group last month. So our common goals are others to create Shujin, and we seize moment to be diligently to talk about the Shujin. And the earlier video that you watched, that was made by our and those sisters and brothers are shown on the screen. And the poster on the screen was our main characters that we're going to invite to online study group next week. And Brother Jing and his wife, they run without technology. It's a very inspiring. So please do not miss. And also the Daai TV new program, just look at the screen. That was the new Daai TV program. And if we watch Daai TV every week, we can arise our compassion. And we are looking for a new script. If you have a good story, please contact us. And this is a new program called Healing Fruit. This video, we can hear that the Master Zhen says, 2,500 years ago, Buddha was born in Nepal. And if we look at Buddha's birthplace, we find out the poverty remained unchanged since 2,500 years ago. So Master Zhen says, when others are hurt, we feel the pain. Then when others suffer, we feel the sorrow. As long as we find the suffering, we need to help them immediately. Let alone, Buddha was teaching us to walk on the Bodhisattva path. So Shiji volunteers are working hard to provide the aid to the underprivileged family in Buddha's birthplace. So if we can accumulate everyone's even was a tiny love, tiny effort, but by accumulation we can transform their life. So hopefully we can preach Dharma teaching and benefit people and give back to Buddha's hometown. So this is a new Daai TV program, and if you are interested, you may scan the QR code on the screen. It's a short video, but actually it provides many tips to help us to enjoy our life. And also, the QR code is another new popular program on Daai TV. It teaches us to do the physical exercise to maintain our good health. So way back home is our new Daai TV drama, 8 o'clock at night. And our 10 years anniversary souvenir, I think most of you have received this wonderful and beautiful the logo souvenir. And everything on the left of the screen. A life without the missions is a life without value. And the other side of the screen says, the seeds of blessings must be sowed whenever their fruits are published to ensure that the virtuous cycle continues indefinitely. And every week we remind ourselves we need to work hard to reach Master Jing's ideal talents. So be humbled and open-minded and control over the temper and work harmoniously with people and show our good manners on speech and actions. So with those characters, Master Jing will feel relief and we wish everyone can be Master Jing's ideal talents. So again, put our hands in front of our chest and say, Master Jing, please be relieved will be your ideal talents. And as usual, Master Jing will give her thumbs up and show the good. So you may show the good gesture to the one sitting next to you, and then thank you for accompanying me to join online study group. Master Jing's expectation to us. From time to time, she gives us a very inspiring expectation. Like this one, she said that hopefully everyone can put the Dharma teaching really in our heart and to purify the world, to purify the society. This time, Master Jing gave us her blessing, and she said, since there are so many Tzu Chi volunteers, and we need to practice a Dharma teaching that you have learned into the action. And we will have a new team we called handcraft team. We hope this is actually especially designed for the seniors whose handcraft is very skillful. So we call this team as a needlework handcraft team. So if you have any seniors or elders, grandpa, grandma, and their handiwork is very skillful, you may come to join this group. Although maybe your hand is not very handy and not very skillful, you are still welcome to come here to learn. So every other second Wednesday afternoon, we will get together and to join together, and then we can make some handcraft. And I believe all the participants will be very happy. So let's spread the love and show our love by needlework. If you look at the screen, those are really beautiful and very fascinating. And Sister Bilian from Tainan, she will be our teacher, and she will come here personally to teach us how to make those beautiful handcrafts. And our volunteers, those seniors at our daycare center, they also will join this group. So let's say love by needlework and to make a beautiful handcrafts. And if you are living in the other cities and you really would like to join this group, we will try our best to maybe later on we will create a class online, and so you will still learn how to make these crafts, handcrafts. And all the fabric that we use to make the handcraft, they are recycled. Such as the leftover the fabric from the curtain or from the tie, and like Meiyun, Sister Meiyun, she make the baby shoes from the tie. So it's really very touching. So let's give them a big hands. Very handy and very beautiful. We feel very blessed. And with a multi-national translation, actually, we all connected all over the world. And Master Jing's expectation, she said that maybe we are not familiar with the different language, but with practice, and you translate frequently, actually you will get a very good use of it. So this is the first week of the month. So this is a Kaohsiung interpretation team will provide a service for us. So we have the English team, and there's a Cantonese. And Cantonese will provide the third week and the fifth week. And sometimes we and also you can find Malaysia and America and even Taiwan. This team group actually was come from different countries. And first week today, as usual, we have Cambodia and Malay. Thank you for those sisters' dedication. Sister Ho is in and actually she's coming to Taiwan shortly, and hopefully we can actually we invite her to come to Kaohsiung, but she is going to accompany the 4-in-1, the overseas volunteer during late June, so there might be a tight schedule for her to come over here. And Taiwanese interpretation. Thank you for those brothers and sisters' dedications. And now let's look at the feedback we received last week. See, this is the North Carolina volunteer Hu Shujin. She said that there actually was a story between her and the sister Shujin. And she also mentioned that she has a story between her and the sister Meiyun. And Shujin says that actually they also work hard to walk into the different stores to talk about the spirit of a bamboo coin bank. And she said that no good day is too small. And Shujin said that the sister Shujin's voice remained unchanged, even it's been 30 years. And she admired Sister Shujin successfully reached over 3,000 stores. We are willing to join the Love the Store campaign. And because of Shujin's this feedback, I I immediately invited her to join our editor group. So we just try to recruit more and more volunteers to join online study groups. And then the other feedback was the Shujin. She is our Taiwanese interpreter. She is also one of our guiding reading group. And she is talking about the sharing from Sister Wang Fangwen. She said that Wang Hanwen's the first time to be the guiding reader of Master Zhenye's blueprints, and the topic is Passing Buddha's Ceremony. And she learned the history of Tzu 3-in-1 Passing Buddha Ceremony, and she also recalled her memory about her mother's unexpected death a few years ago. Wang Hanwen says that it was kind of scary every time when she received a phone call at the midnight, because she lived in US and her family in Taiwan. So thank you for your feedback. And so this is our unique book we call Reading Upon the Cloud. And today we will have all the editors come to Jing's Hall and will give us their wonderful sharing. And on June 18th, we will come to Jiayi to share the story about the reading upon cloud. And there are also a public lecture on July 30th in Kaohsiung. And you are more than welcome to join us. And see, this is the feedback from Su Meilin. She says that participating online study group is her first priority to her weekly schedule, and it's been 10 years. She said that Sister Meiyun is so popular that everyone like her. And she said that because she always put online study group on the first priority, actually she had mixed some of the event, and sometimes she was complained by her friends. But she thought that joining online study group is very important. And it is not easy for her to write down this feedback. So today we would like to introduce our team member. It's a written translation team. So first, let's look at this English written translation team. So it's compiled by Kaohsiung and Australia. And the second group, sisters and brothers. And Sister Shuming is kind of proofreading, and before they send the translation to me, Shuming always will do the final checkout. And Xingwen, although she's going to Australia, but she will still work hard. If she have time, she will do the service for us. And we also have the written translation team from different countries. And if you look at those, look at the poster on the screen. Look at the left. She said that we never underestimate the power of a dream and the influence of the human spirit, because the potential for greatness lives within each of us. So hopefully, through the online study group, we can enjoy and pass on Dharma lineage. Last week, we received 171 message and resharing 17 times, so we needed to go through more quickly. And those feedback are received from different cities and from over the world, and it's always inspiring and very encouraging. So this is the feedback for the speaker Si Yingren. She is our Philippine volunteer. And now you can see the feedback on the Sister Xue guiding reading last week. The topic is remembrance of a brother Han. And the guiding reading of a Sister Xue is as amazing as organized as always. And Xue's guiding reading preparation is always advanced. Like yesterday, she gave me the guiding reading presentation on August 30. And where is she? Right now, she is doing the interpretation. So it's our role model, so we can learn a lot of things from us. And now you can see the feedback for Li Yinghui, the principal of the Ciji Senior High School. So here says that Li Yinghui is always talkative and very energetic, and she always works overtime and never stays home for too long. So, and also we have the feedback from the speaker Zhou Xinhong and Wu Chenyao, and also we have the good positive feedback for Nantou, the teamwork. Many readers, they admire those they are sharing. The cooperation of the group and the team shows new hope everywhere in Nantou after 9/11 earthquake disaster. So thank you for those participants of your feedback from different countries. And also we have the YouTube, the English. Thank you for your English message. Like she said that we met Principal Li Yinghui in Kuala Lumpur. She is truly amazing, but she
那同时我们 YouTube 也可以留言哦，所以黄月珠就说感恩林慧校长，感恩慈中的教学团队，很有幸我家3个宝贝都毕业于慈中，将感恩尊重爱落实在生活中哈。还有呢，后夫妹妹她说今天读书会的人品典范真是让人家非常的感动哈，真是太棒了。我们的Haerbin她编口译的时候，她也3不5时会留言说。
She says like she is really inspired and like the online study group this week. And some Irene says like感恩 brother Hans for everything. And although brother had left us, but his spirit will stay with us forever. And if you look at the screen, that was the picture drawn by Elizabeth from Malaysia. Now we're going to go on to the next section. We're going to call out Australia, the CEO of brother Yigang. He's going to share the story about Australia and talk about the dark corners. But Australia, how could there will have dark corners in Australia? So if you look at this video, they were showing us disasters. So whenever there's a disaster, we always see Tzu Chi volunteers will provide aid to the victims right away.
有些还拆除墙面和柱子的装潢，将检查电路进行修复。
So it's a flood disaster in Australia, and after the disaster, Tzu Chi volunteers in Australia, they help them to rebuild the house. We also give them the blanket, the cash to help them to restore their home. I have to watch to the end of the video because the documentary volunteer Ye Li is our team member. And then you can see this is how we promote the Qingsen everything to school. So we walk into the campus to promote Qingsen everything. So Tzu Chi volunteers, the speaker right now is the CEO brother Song Yigang.
Some of them will buy something for themselves, but I think
we also provide their financial help to the underprivileged family.
Really lovely for those families and the students as well.
So the vice president show his gratitude to Tzu Chi for what we have done to those poor students. And we hope one day in the future the students also can be helpers to others. At the same time, Sister Huiling on the screen, she is also one of our team members. And then when the new chapter in Brisbane was opening, Brother Song Yigang gave us a very good tour. And you can see the sister Angela also participated in this great opening ceremony.
非常的感恩，安琪拉修女也曾经到过我们高雄线上读书。
Sister Angela give her best blessing to this new chapter. And she has a very good relation with Tzu Chi and has a very good friendship with Master Tzu. So you can see as a CEO, he has a lot of responsibility. So now we're going to say the password and to welcome the CEO Song Yigang. I'd like to stay with you because you have positive energies. Okay, now we welcome Brother Song Yigang.
大家都觉得我很大胆，为什么一下子就把这个活接下来？我说你在线上
I have to show my personal appreciation and gratitude to Brother Song Yigang. because at the day Master Zheng hoped that we have an interpretation team. Song Yigang was there, and he was the first one to encourage us to have this interpretation team. And when I invite him to recruit the Australia volunteers to do the interpretation team as the first interpretation team, and Song Yigang said yes right away. So we really appreciate his support. And we work so hard. But thank you for your support in the first place. So later on, he recruited Australia and New Zealand team members to set up the English interpretation team. Okay, now so we would like to give the time to you, and let's listen to your wonderful sharing. Now you may start to do the sharing. So, dear Master Zheng and Masters appointed, sisters and brothers, everyone, good day. Today I'm going to give you a share about how Tzu Chi volunteers do the contribution. So my topic today is provide love and care to the dark corners. Australia used to be one of the best countries to live in the world. But in the recent years, the global warming, climate change, and disasters have been frequently and unstoppable. Like in 2018, there was a severe drought, and in 2019 to 2020, we experienced the biggest bushfire in the history. And it destroyed a large area of land, and at the most there were over 200 starting points of fire. And then we also experienced the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020. So whenever the disaster happens, we provide the relief. We also help with the organization to provide the relief work, to provide the relief aid to the people in need. And after disaster, we provide we even provide a generator to the family. We also help the families to clean their houses. We provide love and care. We even provide online. And there was a young people has a difficulty. We help him to overcome all the difficulties. He was very touched. Not only do we provide help to the people who suffer from the natural disaster, we also provide help to the students from underprivileged families. So in 2023, we heard the college students are lining up for free food and struggling to pay the rent because of the inflation. So when we receive this news, we know that there are many students that need help. So sisters and brothers, we mobilize as a group. And then we immediately contact the person in charge and to like to this organization. This organization, the public organization, was responsible to provide the meal to the people in need. So when we contact the person in charge, Miles, he also we cooperated with them, and immediately we provide the hot meal. We provide hot meals to the people in need, not only cover the hot meals as well as the fresh fruits, breaks, milk, snacks. So every time Tzu volunteers went there, and you can see students are lining up to receive the meals and other stuff.
有一对那个年长的一个夫妻，他也来拿餐食，那我们也很讶异，我们想说是不是就是说。
And there was one couple of the elders also lining up. Also line up, and then after we asked them, and we realized actually this old couple actually was lining up for their grandchild. So students give their thumbs up because they all like the meals very much. And we volunteers seize the moment to promote the vegetarian diet at the school. And there is a great opportunity to have young people to join to do the good deed. So now let's watch this video. This is how Tzu volunteers walk into the campus, walk into the school to provide the meals to the students. Okay, now let's look at the next slide. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the love and care to the underprivileged family in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood of our Sydney chapter, the residents live in this community. Most of them are unemployed due to the pandemic, and some of them are physically and mentally disabled or addicted to drugs. So since 2020, Tzu volunteers brought hot vegetarian meals to the community every Friday and talk to the residents, and some of them are we always cooperate. We cooperate with the public organization and consistently provide hot meals. Not only do we provide the food, but also during the interaction, we talk about Tzu and inspire their kindness and compassion. So, and then to encourage them, even right now they are receiver, but maybe one day they can become giver. We also distribute the blanket to the people. So we give them the blanket as well.
市长来探访也带来补助，
And the
相
speaker
当于
said
台
that
币
the
2万 元。
blanket is just right on time.
But they don't have cash. So when
And
they
the
want
city
to,
mayor
help
was
with some
the mayor of
small
the city was
thing that
touched
can make a difference, they've actually
and
got
also
access
give
to a
us
little bit of
their
help with
donation
that.
to help us
It won't
to
last a long time, but
provide
it will help.
the
3
relief
月重新开
work
放的邓达斯社
to
区中心，
the
每周
poor
5
people.
是慈济素食聚餐。
Number one chef, beautiful.
So
All of
every
us
Friday,
enjoyed. Thank you very much.
every Friday we provide the food, and the speaker said that this is the wonderful food, and this might be the best food I ever had.
Provides them an opportunity to sit down and have a meal with their friends.
处于生命低谷的他们，有了好的朋友，就有好的盼头。大爱新闻真善美职工陈慧玲、叶丽丽，澳洲报道。
So with this heartwarming care and love, the people they are really touched.
好，执行长要继续哦。是。
同时，对不起，同时呢，我们在社区也有一些食物包的发放啊，基本上我们想发放很多都是到会所来，但是我们是主动。
And at the same time, we also provide the food package, the food package distribution. We also cooperate with a public charity organization to provide the food package to the provide the food package distribution to the nursing home, to the daycare center. And we mobilize a volunteer over close to 400 people and benefit over 1,000 families. There are many touch stories, like the care recipient joined the year-end blessing ceremony, and we send the blessing to the community during the Christmas season. And they also donate the coins into the coin bank.
对不起，这个部分，我想说我们
So they even learn how to speak simple Chinese. So because we are pressed for the time, so I'm going to skip some of the slides.
梅师姐有介绍，我们就是有这个助学奖学金啊。那这个部分所谓的我们所称的新亚助学奖，现在有2个
So now
已经做了3年。
we also provide a scholarship to the underprivileged people. And when we provide the scholarship award ceremony, and the vice principals and the parents, the nominated students, they are very grateful. And they feel blessed.
这样的一个情况下，在他们心灵下，心灵上。
And those students now they are actually were inspired, and they also dedicated themselves and do the contribution when they have the time, when they have the freedom. And you can see there's a vice principal was touched and show his great gratitude and appreciation to Tzu Ji, and thank you for Tzu Ji. Thank you to Tzu Ji for what we have done for them.
是，执行长，我可能因为时间因缘的关系超过太多时间，所以你在1分钟。
And Brother Song Yigang, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you that you needed to finish within 1 minute. So let's look at this video. It's a scholarship award ceremony. We also provide our care to the remote area, the free clinic.
医师志工一起去关怀去做，而且是16年来持续的在做。慈济人
Although it's only a small town, but we still provide free cleaning to the remote area, and our love is always there. So if you look at these numbers, you can see how many times we provide free cleaning, and how many people we have a benefit, and how many people we have mobilized. Okay, in the end, there are still many suffering in the dark corners, but the Tzu Chi volunteers learn the Dharma teaching and walk into the crowd and see the sufferings and know how lucky we are. So we dedicate and do the contribution without asking anything in return. So we only hope that we can purify people's mind and live in a harmonious society, and hope the world will be safe and disaster-free.
Before everybody says Australia is our paradise, but we still need a lot of help from Tzu Chi's charity to help all the people in need and to make it to become a real heaven for the local residents. And Sister Liu Jiahui says that the online study group really full of joyful. And thank you for the presentation and the translations. And from Tainan Shujin, we send our great gratitude to our brother Song Yigang. And also the one of the sisters from Philippines says that we're coming back in June. And we are so expectant to come back to Taiwan. So remember on Wednesday, and please show up and let me know in advance. And we'll try every way that you can get reach of me. We really welcome all the foreign members to come back to our stadiums. Many thanks to our brother Song Yigang. And including today, the senior citizen, senior volunteer from the long-term care also came here to pass out the rice dumplings. And I already promised her that I will pass out this to all the other volunteers. So let's give them a big hand to those senior volunteers. We're going to accumulate love into the whole world, and now we already accumulate 54,000, more than 54,000. And today we would like to share with you this positive energies. When everything seems that there's nowhere to go, and one of the workers knocked on the stone for 100 times, but he could not see any cracks. But at the 101st knock, the stone split into two. I know it is not because of the last knock; it's because the other work that we did it before. Maybe for the 100 times of knocking, it's still not working, but we cannot give up. We have to keep going. So the person can with no power, but we have to have influence. And also we are going to promote our Jing products, the blessing biscuit. There are two kinds of flavors. And I really appreciate the bakery volunteer, and he can also share these recipes to us to make these cookies for us. And also the process of making this blessing biscuit. It is a compassion food, and we make a lot of this and shift it to Huasha. And on the printing, it's so printing in English. And for the past 5 years, those compassion food, it was inspired by Master Zheng Yan. And Master Zheng Yan always think a long way, which we are not expected. Just in case of the emergency, we can offer this biscuits to the suffering peoples. But I don't have the skill. But we asked Brother Fang. Last time he owns a very famous bakeries in Kaohsiung, and he provided us a recipe to make this blessing biscuits. With 5 years that we developed this product, so that validates our master's point of views, that we have to provide the best to everyone. Usually we can give this to each other, not just for the relief goods. Sometimes when you are too lazy to cook, you can eat this, and it's very nutritious. And also, we can share this with everybody at the presence. While we're eating, it feels like the food from the soldiers. But this is much more tasting. And the nutrition is during the developments, we encounter lots of difficulty, but since we have to make so much amount, and when Master asked him to provide it more than 10,000 package, at that time, we also encountered the earthquake in Hualien. And also another time, we already prepare lots of amounts of the biscuits. Where we going to use this? And we happen to encounter disasters of the Hualien, the train accidents. So nothing is permanent. No, because of this affinity, we just able to provide food in the need. This is called blessing biscuits. And please buy this with you and to support our Jing products. And you can share this with your friends. And also, I need to remind you about this because Master remind me that I need to promote this product because it's good for your health. So everybody has to stay healthy, and this herbal tea is currently on sale.
来到我们的主场，所以他们每一次来，我们就穿着这样。那现在老师攻读纳履足迹的部分，今天的导读人是Qingsen师兄。
And also, the great love the products. Please wear your uniforms to the stadiums. And now, our brothers, Taichung, is coming to the stadiums. He would like to share with us the grand opening of the first Jing Hall that opened in Africa. Venerable Master and all the families, Siji families. My name is Qingsen. What I would like to share with you is the Master's footprints. The topic is the very first grand opening of Jing Hall in Africa. Just like the teacher says, our love spread all over the world. In Africa, it's even far than the other, and to Taiwan because it's down the other end of the earth. And over there, we cultivated for 30 years. Finally, we have this Jing Hall. The very first Jing Hall will be built in Africa. And let's look at this footage. This is the footage that was recorded on the grand opening day. The ribbon cutting ceremonies.
我们启用的仪式呢，是由客属会的舞龙舞狮呢拉开了序幕哈。那狮子的勇猛啊、威武哈，以及巨龙的神态多变呢，许许大家平安、健康、吉祥。
Many appreciated to all the guests attend this ceremonies, and the Hakka Association in South Africa provide this dragon and lion dance. The lion is brave and mighty, along with the garden's various expression. Now we hope everybody can stay safe and healthy. Even in the foreign country, there's a home style of intimacies. Also, there are 75 shining pearls that perform this bells and drums simultaneously to lead everyone to realize the Buddha's enlightenment. And Tzu Chi has cultivated in South Africa for 30 years, regardless of the races. The great love from the religions has become our solid foundations. And we can cultivate it more than 30 years. And finally, in 2020, November, and we started groundbreaking ceremonies, and we all hold a joyful mood. And also our volunteers sincerely chanting the sutras of imminent meetings, and also transfer these pure merits to the spiritual actions. We wish this construction can be done. And also the representative He, especially thanks to the Master Zhen Yan and thousands of Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, they based on the uphold this spirits of give with great kindness and compassion. And it has been raining for days before the grand opening days, but on the day of the grand opening, a ray of light suddenly pierced the sky, cleared the clouds, and the sunshine covered all over the land in these historical moments. And with the bells and drum sounds at the sings, the representatives of South Africa and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce all come to give their blessings. As the past 28 years, Tzu Chi has diligently dedicated their help to support the charity work. And with the establishment of Jing Hall, we can promote the charities with greater compassion. Just like Representative said, this is a new beginning for Tzu Chi, and we were able to perform more charity work with this building established. So after 2 years, Jing Hall is almost done. And because of the pandemic lockdown is lifted, so our volunteers decided to hold the Buddha bathing ceremony in front of the Jing Hall. So the Buddha bathing under the suns or under the big tents, to packing the loving relief goods to celebrate the Buddha's birthday. It is a very blissful moment for the Tzu Chi volunteer in May. Master, we are moving today. The construction are going to start it today. In 2020, on October 3rd, the three Buddha statues were temporarily relocated. We hope the very first Jing Hall was built in South Africa with multifunctional. During the construction, the volunteer chanting the Sutras of Infinite Meanings more than 1,000 times, and the merit transferred back to these spiritual ashrams. So in 2022, we were able to hold our Buddha bathing ceremony in front of the Jing Hall. For us, able to hold the ceremony in front of the Jing Hall, that means the Jing Hall is almost completed. And with this historical buildings established in Africa, because back in 1922, we planted the first seeds in Africa. No matter where we are, we always uphold the good thought to provide a charity work. And from this pictures that our footprint has covered a lot of countries in Africa. It's like a great tree with a branch reach out to lots of countries. And everybody hold on to one thought. We hope that our merit can eliminate the pandemic. And we also wish the water of wisdom can cleanse the minds and essential being in this turbid world can be rid of the impurities. And the Tzu Chi volunteer pre-recorded a video invite us to visit the very first Jing Hall in Africa. And let's take a look at this footage. And Master, we have arrived at the Jing Hall in Africa. Tzu Chi volunteer pre-recorded these videos to invite us to visit this Jing Hall. The floor was made out of a recycled material from the old office and remade it into the floor right now. And also our local resident is practicing their bells and drums performance. And the volunteer Wang Dingling shares that it has been 30 years and 6 months. We never forget about our first intention. No matter where we go, we always stay on our positions and we work diligently together. I always admire your need and your silence and your agile movements, and to your spirits on practicing the Bodhisattvas. The Buddhists in Africa, with all of the Bodhisattva making their vows, the future are full of expectation and hope. Did you feel that you're at the presence? The radio is very villagely, and it feels like you're present at the scene in person. The most important thing is we will recycle the old products, like the floor and the Jing Hall was made out of the floor from the old office. and Brother Huang Dingling also very diligently. No matter where he goes, he will always stay on his positions. And also, Master preached that all of us are neat and solemn and with agile movements to practice the Bodhisattva's ways. And finally, I would like to share with you is the Africa pagodas emerge and rooted with kindness and love, inheriting the nation of great love. The love of Taiwan will continue to reach out to Africa and the world. We really appreciate his presentations, and let us can witness the Jing in Africa. So what makes us very touching is that the sharing from Beijing's the volunteer is very lucky in Africa. They have such a solemn Jingzi there to for all the volunteers to have a spiritual homes. And it's also the building that can provide the great love to all the peoples. And I'm very grateful that people promoting the vegetarianism and our population has increased rapidly. And please leave message and that encourage us. And I have some sharing with you that we should encourage each other. Our repeated behavior create who we are. The excellence is not just a behavior, it's a habit. And also on the reading upon the clouds, you don't have to be grateful you don't have to be very great in order to start it, but you have to start it in order to be great, to believe in yourselves. You can always achieve the goal. And while we're doing the oral interpretation, this is a time for us to take a picture for all the audience. And everybody, please hold up the books, and we're going to take a pictures.
那在这边我们可以看一下，上个星期无论你有没有参加，透过这个我们大概就可以知道哈，应如非果园依附，灵慧培育菩提树，汉魁行善尊施主，信弘说法现文图，陈尧
大卫he is doing recycling, and because he needs to do recycling, and at the same time he's in the Philippines City Chapter. Sister Chen Yan, she and she spread the seeds of love in the whole world, and sisters, Brother Xin Hong using his photos that he took to touch people's heart, and also to use the photos to do Bamboo Bank fundraising. And Brother Chen Rong recruited many policemen to join Ciji. And in Nantou, there's a cooperation team of the group, and team shows a new hope everywhere in Nantou after a severe earthquake in Taiwan, and we see the hope right now. And we in the Philippines, and we see the Cecilia Yu, she helped us to understand Master Zheng Yan's footsteps, and also help us to understand the love between master and apprentice. Thank you everyone for help us to do the summary review for the last week, our online study group. And let's reappend the cloud. And you will be able to see this reappend crowd in every Jingshi bookstore. And we also invented this little monks. And if you come to the Kaohsiung online book study, and you will be able to see these little monks, very cute little monks. So we are going, if you travel overseas to come to Kaohsiung, all the Tzu Chi volunteers, we will share these little monks with you. And next time, we will share with the speakers. This doctor is so talented, and so I was so surprised that he used AI to produce the pictures in his PowerPoint presentations. And he is going to share with us live the loving life. His name is Lin Beijiang. He is the doctor, the chief physician of colorectal surgery of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. When we see him, every time Dr. Jing, the superintendent, Dr. Jing, always mention about Lin Beijiang, the physician Lin Beijiang. He is a surgeon. About colorectal knowledge, but he's also going to share with us how to live a loving life. And Brother Jian is helping us editing these posters. And I heard that thank you, Brother Jian to help us editing these posters. And that's going over these videos that you take a look at him, and this it looks like his cancer is very close to anus. As a family, it's FAP. Let's take a look. It's in June. It's almost the summer vacation is approaching. Why the summer vacation is so important? In Taichung, a little 15-year-old teenager, he played video games all night long for many days, and also binge watch drama. So he had blood in his stool. and he has a swollen anus. So the hemorrhoid, because of he sit all day long, all night long to play video games and watch dramas online. So hemorrhoid does not happen only in the older people. Also nowadays happening in young children because they sit all day long. Let's hear. Brother Lin Beijiang is singing. And the surgeon at the division of colon and rectal surgery at Taichung Hospital, he is playing guitar to and singing to the patient. I'm very grateful that I'm reading, Superintendent Jing is reading a letter from a patient who appreciate he met Dr. Lin Beijiang. The patient was poor. Dr. Lin Beijiang gave him a red envelope to help the patient financially, and he didn't tell anybody, but at the end, the patient told me, and so I told everyone. So now everybody knows that he has a surgeon. Dr. Lin Beijiang is such a loving person. And this year, on Mother's Day, he wrote a song for his mother. So these pictures are made by AI, drawn by AI. This song is written by Dr. Lin Beijiang. Mother, we have great affiliation so that I could become your silly son. I always make you out of control. Don't be shocked you have such a silly kid. I'm still your filial great son. I appreciate we have a blissful family time together. I cannot talk sweet words, but your health is always on my mind. I'm afraid that you will grow your gray hair, but I appreciate your love. No matter what the future holds, Mom, you were always in the deepest place in my heart. You radiate warm light in the family. You gave me hope, and you accompany me during my downtime and support my dream. No matter what future holds, I love to be with you because you have positive energy. Wow. Let's give a big hand to welcome Shujin Lin Beijiang. Next week, actor Fang Youxin is going to come here. And Fang Youxin, was going to come here, but you, Dr. Lin Beijiang, have you ever considered to become a star to sing song to the general public? Doctor, Lin Beijiang says he never thought about that career path. We recommend someone, a volunteer to pick you up and to pick up the Dr. Lin Beijiang, but the volunteer couldn't find Surgeon Lin Beijiang. He didn't take the highway rail, so we couldn't find him at the station. He drove here on his own. He could choose it to share with us online, but he wanted to come here. Thank you so much. And these little German declaration are going to share with volunteer. Dr. Lin Beijiang gave a red envelope with $50,000 to help the patient financially. So the grandma who accepted help from Dr. Lin made this little decoration document, and we are going to share with Dr. Lin. So now we are going to this magic AI drew the picture on the MTV that we show. So Sister Pancho Yu through our reupon the crowd, and the AI analyzed the content. I thought it was very precise. So although we wouldn't understand just by seeing the picture, we would not be able to predict what is going to be the content of his sharing. So we have to pay attention and focus. And Dr. Lin Beijiang from Taichung City Hospital has welcomed him. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, Teacher Meiyun, to introduce me to you. Dear Dharma Master Zhenyan and dear City family around the world, I am from Taichung City Hospital. I want to share with you loving life. I'm very nervous. And when I was young, I was looking forward to the seeking for successful life. I was seeking for fame, wealth, and right now that was before what I want. And right now, I finally realized what really is the true value of life. I want to share with you two stories, and I hope that after listening to these two stories, you could live a more loving life and more happy life. The first story happened to me and my another fellow doctor. and on a Monday afternoon, I was going to have a colonoscopy in Chang'an Memorial Hospital. About 50 after 4 o'clock, I took the elevator, and I met this fellow doctor. He is at R4, the last year of his residency as physician, resident physician. I thought he was leaving at 4:50. So I thought on Monday he is leaving the hospital at 4:50. I thought, oh, that was not very usual, because we usually go to hospital early in the morning, 7 o'clock, and leave very late at night. And I thought, and he said he felt very, very tired, so he has to go home early. So I asked him whether he need help, and he said no, he just need to take a rest. And that day I had a very unfortunate situation. I have to take care, and I have to help a patient to fix his apparatus of a draining tube. And so while I was fixing the apparatus of the draining tube, my cell phone rang, and a nurse helped me to pick up the phone. And it was a call from the emergency room. Although a person who is in the emergency room is not your patient, but is someone you know, I thought I was busy. Why the emergency room call me? Until it's not because of my patient. So it's about your a fellow doctor at the R4, the resident doctor physician. He has a headache, and we after our exam we found he has intracerebral hemorrhage. So he is waiting for MRI, and he's still conscious. And I hope that Dr. Lin, you could come to take a look at him. So after I finish my work, I rushed to the emergency room, and when I was in the emergency room, I couldn't find him. I only see his wife. His wife was nervous, anxious. So I went over to ask his wife where he is. And she told me he fainted away, and he lost consciousness, and he was pushed into the room to do the exam room to do the second time CT scan. I know that is not a good sign, and the worst thing happened. He had the blood clot in his brain is growing bigger, so he need to have an emergency surgery. So I worried about him. So the next day I went to see him in the ICU, and he's still unconscious. And I didn't know that his situation getting worse. He was unconscious for a week. His wife and his parents and his children cried a lot during a week in hoping that he could wake up. And after a week, he finally waked up. It was the beginning of the nightmare. After he waked, he couldn't walk, he couldn't speak, he couldn't eat. And when he was like little baby, when he looked at me, I always first I would shed tears because I could only encourage him. I couldn't lay my eye contact on him because I feel that we both are his life are the similar. We both have very similar life. We both are surgeon in the same department. It was only a little more fortunate because I am healthier than he is. If I'm not fortunate, probably today I am just like him because we are so busy. Sometimes we stay up, and when we are so busy, sometimes we skip meals. So we sacrifice our health because our the busy schedule, and because we are seeking for success and fame or wealth in our life, and it's not worthy. And we always feel that we are so important in our job, in our profession field. And when we lose our health and we fell down with a severe situation in our health, we are just like a baby. We can't do anything. Our family cannot. We cannot support our family anymore, and our whole family would suffer like we do if we become ill. And many of us are confirmed case of the pandemic. And I know when you suffering from the pandemic, I believe all of you would miss how you could be healthy and happy you were before the pandemic. And hope all of us we could take a rest and get a good meal and take good care of yourself.
Before I start to my second story, I'm going to share with you the actor named Anthony With. He's a comedian, and he had a film on the YouTube. The name of the film is the best of times and the worst of times. Even though he's a comedian, but the film is not talking about the interesting story. And let me share you with the film. The film was talking about the Anthony. He started from nothing famous, no one famous, but become to a famous actor. And during the time, his lovely little daughter was sick, was ill. She got the leukemia. So as you can imagine, his so little girl has to get a lot of cure. It can be had to stay in the hospital to cure his illness. But sadly, his daughter still passed away. So he thought that the father was very sad. And after years, he shared the story with everyone. So he said that even though he had a lot of money and he was famous now, he would like to exchange all his fame and all his money to exchange his daughter back just for one day. I was very shocked and I was feel very touched by this film. I hope that everyone can see the film And the second story I need to share with you my grandfather. He is a very successful businessman. He earned a lot of money. When he had a long life. He was retired at his 50, and my hometown is in Taichung. But I was born in Taipei when I was little. So when I in the past, during the New Year's or the summer vacation, I would go back to my hometown in Taichung. And my great-grandfather would always sit on the sofa and wait for us to come back home. So we left Taipei in the morning, but because of the holidays, we always stuck in the traffic. So usually when we were in Taichung, it's almost in the room. So my great-grandfather would always sit on the sofa for us. He would finish his breakfast, and then he would sit there and wait for us. There was a land in our hometown, and the construction management bought the land and built a building. So my great-grandfather left the first and second floor to keep the first and second floor for my father and to let him have his own clinic. So every Chinese New Year, he would always ask my mom, do you plan to come back to have your clinic? So if you don't, then I will I will keep renting to others. But usually, sometimes it's very hard to rent the house because they always need to have to only rent for 1 year. So after years and years, time went by. After a couple of years, I become a junior. I started to become a junior in the middle school, and my father finally plans to go back to Taichung and to have his own business. So he was very busy to do all the interior designs all the preparation for the clinic. So my mom and the father were so busy for his business, and they were not home. So my family was very unstable at that time. And that was one day, my family's phone was ringing, and my father picked up the phone, and I saw my father talking on the phone. Suddenly, he cried. You know, the man in Taiwan or the male in Taiwan cannot be cried because. So I was very afraid that if my father was broke or something happened really bad to my father. So I asked my father why you were crying. So he told me that my great-grandfather passed away just in this morning, and during his breakfast, he just passed away suddenly. And my father was very sad because he's going to go back. He was planning to go back to stay with his favorite grandfather, but then he passed away. So all the family was in the grieving atmosphere, and the funeral was very a lot of people attend to the funeral for my great-grandfather. All the family gathered together, but the atmosphere was so sad. in this, usually when you said you can think that if my great grandfather passed away in his 90s, and usually it was like still a long life, and that at that time, at that year, at the Chinese New Year, we had so many ceremonies to send our blessings to him. I have to sit there to fold some paper lotus to send our blessing to my grandfather. And I thought, oh, after the funeral, things will get better. So I thought, and I was very looking forward for that year's Chinese New Year. But people said that because someone passed in your house, so you cannot celebrate your Chinese New Year. It was very sad because when I was little, I like money, so I had to get the money when during the Chinese New Year. I can get the red envelope, but at that year I cannot. I didn't have any red envelope, and then I followed my father's footprint. I became a doctor as well, and during that days or during that years during my training, my father always told me that after your training, you should come back, and you should come back and take care of your family. It is more important to do that than to take care of his family and others. The words my father told me was very touching. It was very important because I always remember that my father sat there and had the tears on his face. So after training, I came back to Taichung. I worked in Taichung. I don't have meetings in the morning. I only got the meetings in the room. So I could have my breakfast with my parents, my father, wife, and my grandfather. And we had the kanji and with side dishes. And then my son grew up, so he joined us for the breakfast. And it was very blessed and was very happy. In the first Sunday morning at August, there was sun in this, and we planned to go to a restaurant to celebrate Father's Day. So my sister and I went to the department store to pick up a present for my grandfather, and my father. And when I was still shopping, my mom called me, and I was wondering what happened. And my mom told me that your grandfather had no heartbeat. You have to go back. You have to please just came back to help your grandfather. And I told my mom that you need to call 911 and call the ambulance. But after I hang up the phone and I drove back home, and when I arrived, the ambulance parked in my house. So I ran up the stairs and I met the ambulance technician, and I saw they come down with empty sketchers. And so I went up the stairs and I met my mom, and I said, what happened? And mom, where was the father? Where was grandfather? So she said he lied on the bed, and my uncle said that her grandfather is too old. Don't just let him pass by smoothly. So because my uncle was and a doctor as well. So as a medical staff, I believe that people can pass away smoothly was a blessing thing. For me, it was a sudden thing. I don't have any because I think I have cherished the time stay with my grandfather. So I feel no I don't feel my child got angry easily. I always told my children that you don't think that you lied on the bed right now, you will wake up safely in the next morning. And you don't think that you can wake up or go out in the morning and then you can safely come back home and then lie down on the bed. There were so many accidents in your life. People will pass away and they will not come back, but the love they left in our heart will always there. I hope everyone can cherish your family and cherish your life. And the stories that I share with you, and I hope that everyone can have a more happy life. Thank you. You should give him a bigger or loud applause. I believe that is because you're so touched. I believe that. Well, I prepared cookies for everyone, but no one have eaten the cookies. I know that everyone feels a little bit sad and feel a lot touched. But now you can try the biscuit right now because I was not good looking. So let me share with you. One of our sisters, why your parents give you this name, Lin Beijiang. It sounds like in Taiwanese, Lin Bei means your father. So, okay. So, when you share, I believe that you can share your story with the children because your PowerPoint, your pictures, when you showed the picture on your PowerPoint, and with your words, everyone can understand your story and words. I wish that you can take pictures with all the technicians or online group, because if you speak slowly and then everyone can interpret really smoothly. So all our volunteers don't like me because I speak too fast, but you speak quite slowly. So it's really easy for them to interpret. So some of shared with his feelings with us. And one of our volunteers shared his feedback, his editing picture of poster with us. And last night in a.m. I was so touched. I felt so touched during his speech. I believe you're the most cherished. People get much more money because that you can have a good life. Sister Jingsu said that, oh, you have a really soft heart. You just like parents for all the family, all your patients. I was very touched by teacher Meiyun because you were so energetic to introduce all the speakers. Okay. I hope that I have a good karma with you. I believe that as you just heard, he just said the 2 sentences in his speech, and I believe you can hear or you can feel his pronunciation was so beautiful. Okay. Did you have good eyes? Can you? So there was an English feedback online.
Good topic, at least we know. 我只要你们听他的 intonation， 你眼睛好吗，年轻人 ？OK， 来。
Good topic. At least we know another Jinshi Hall building has set its footprints again, and
let's give him applause. He read the feedback was talking about this brother Xie Yigang's story. There was another feedback. Dr. Lin was so talented. He can play music. He can draw pictures. He can share stories. So, what's your origin of your name? After when I went back to Taichung, everyone, and then when I went back to Taichung, and I started to know that my name has some interesting thing, because people in Taipei don't speak Taiwanese, so I got my name from my great grandfather. He was a chief in the committee of a temple. So they said that in my life I was lack of water. So I need a lot of anchors or angles to keep the water. So the first time was named by Lin Beijiang. Qiang is wall. So actually, my mom said that Beijiang is a really like rough and very, but not so like too strong. So my mom said that okay, Qiang is strong, so it's usually compared with Gang. Gang Qiang is strong as well, and then the Gang sounds like Jiang. So my mom changed my name Lin Beijiang. And then so how could you draw? How could you know how to draw the pictures from the AI? So the Dr. Lin said that it's really easy. Just talk to the AI and then share your thoughts, and then it will draw for you. It will not 100% matched, but well, through the pictures, and I can remember what I have to say. And everyone remembered that. Everyone was one of the sisters said needs to give credit to Dr. Lin's family, his wife. One of us needs to give the credit to your wife because you give the money on your own, or so Dr. Lin replied that my wife will not care or will not didn't care or didn't will not manage my money. So we need to really give her a big plus. The feedback, we were just curious about how you give the AI, how you give him the command that to be so clear and so clear that the AI can get you your command and draw the picture. Okay, yeah, the rings remind me I have to stop. So the feedback also that it was so incredible that a doctor would give an envelope, red envelope, give the money to the patient to help the patient to be to get back the health. You are really good, doctor. You are so brilliant. Well, actually, when I was watching the film, you were not so good looking at the film. But when you came back, when you came this morning and you took off your mask, oh my God, I said that, oh, you're so good looking. After you cut your hair, was so good looking, and you were so tall, and there was one sharing there. She had shared on the volunteer morning meeting in Hualien. He shared a story of his son. He broke something in their house, and then how he solved the problem with soft tones was very touched. So you need everyone please just stay tuned with the morning meeting on the volunteers. So please, thank you, Dr. Lin. So everyone share. Please take your biscuit on your table. Does it taste good?
掌声再次感恩，谢谢。好，请大家赶快那个新香饼哈，赶快吃哦。怎么样？吃了以后，我刚才问了几个说好吃对不对？他们说好吃好吃哈。好。
Okay, so everybody now just take your time to enjoy our crackers. How do you like it? I hope you like it. Now that next we are going to invite our volunteers, our sister Miss Tian, our sister Tian Lijing, and she is from Haerbin. Later on, we are going to invite her to sharing her story to all of us here. And now let's have a look at this video now. She is one of our documentary volunteers. You know that documentary volunteers, they do a lot of work, but most of the time they are not very has many chance to show their story to us. So later on, we are going to go out to Haerbin. Now from this video, we can see that what our volunteers do in Haerbin. You know, during the great pandemic, not many people has the chance to go out to donate blood, so they are lack of blood. So our volunteers join these blood donation activities and help the people who are in need.
助援，然后让需要血
期
的人
间凝聚热血暖流，让更多生命能够延续。
So you know,
大新闻真善美之工刘玉华
all of our volunteer in Haerbin, they knows our
会去认识这位长者。这位长者又是
volunteer.
这位长者呢，其实个头很小。
She is very famous, and if almost all of our volunteer in Haerbin know her. Do you remember who she is? She is not tall, but she has done a lot of work. And her name is Wang Jinghua, our sister Wang Jinghua. So now everybody, let's say together, I like to be with you because you have the positive energy. Hello, Li Jing. Nice meeting you online. You look nice today. Do you hear us? Okay, hi everybody. I hear you now. Okay, you can start your sharing. Good morning, Master Zheng Yan and Master from our Jing's abode. I'm Tian Lijing, volunteer from Haerbin. And it's my pleasure to share you what we have done here in Haerbin. What we are going to talk about today, the topic is Rekindling Light of Hope. And in September 6th is the first time that we visited our people in need in this village. And after we finished our work that day, the director of the villager just asked her to look for one more case. And this case, there's a man in the house. He's already 76 years old, and his son, Mr. Su, is already 50 something, and he has the cerebral thrombosis, and also he has the serious problem of his toe due to the diabetes. And we see his mom cries sadly to tell us their story. So the next days we come again to see what they really need, and we also bring some living supplies for their family. And you see the picture. In September 24, we brought them 2 tons of coral for their winter times, and the father of this family is very happy, and the mothers also cries due to happiness. And besides the coral, we also brought some subsidies from our Ciji Foundation. So see the pictures. The next coming few months that we keep bring the daily living supplies to this family. And later on, while winter comes, one day it rains a lot. We came to help their family and see their house has this serious problem because due to the bad weather conditions, the water dropping into their house. And that day, we see their son, Mr. Su. He cries loudly, and in next days, he passed away. So we went to visit him and see what we can do for their family in the funeral parlor. And Mr. Su was touched by our volunteer, and he said, "Your volunteers are so kind to our family. One day, if I have ability, I would like to be like you, to be the volunteer to help other people too." In April 9th, the next year, our volunteers come to visit his family one more time and help them to do the plowing, to plow the ground for the and with the farm tools for the coming new season. And our volunteers also help to clean their house. We also brought them the living supplies and the new shoes for these couples. And we noticed that their shoes are all wet. So one of our volunteers noticed this and went to buy new pairs of shoes for her immediately. This couple, they were so happy. May 2nd is the next days. Our family came to help them to plow the ground and start to helping them to plant the vegetables. May 14th, it was Mother's Day. We brought some flowers, some food, and living supplies to these couples. They were so happy. And the wife was so touched and kept taking the flowers, the flower bouquet. They were very grateful and start to be volunteer and donate some money to the poor people. And their story inspired me that we need to cherish the time and try our best to help people in need. While we are together, we have more power to help the people in need. And now, here comes the video I would like to share you.
好 ，OK， 对不起，你们不是要最后看吗？这样我又跳出去耶。好，那没关系，我帮你处理。啊 ，My God，Sorry。对不起，丽晶哦，因为我收到的最后讯息是你要在最后看嘛，所以你的影片还没有到最后。那对不起哦，等我一下，因为我得要操作一下。Daddy 我知道，这个我会。好。
We appreciate our volunteer Tian Lijing's sharing that everybody knows the weather in Haerbin, especially during the winter time, it is very cold. But our volunteer there, they helped people in need and supplied a lot of warming greetings to them and give whatever they need. So we appreciate her sharing. And now we are going to see the video. Let's see our volunteer visited these couples. That's from the story she just told. Don't cry. If you cry, then your wife will be sad too. You see, these couples, they lost their son in the elder age, so they cannot recover soon from the sadness. You gotta quickly overcome your sadness and come to be volunteer with us. I have nothing much to say, but thank you. Without you, I'm not able to pass this winter. In the Su family, these couples, both of them are more than 70s, and their sons was 50 something passed away. So it's very sad for these couples. And we would like to thank you, Tzu Chi volunteers. Thank you for coming to visit them. And we would like to share your love to more people in need here in Haerbin. Thank you, everybody. We have seen this video. This video is the story I just told to all of you. Okay, let's give her a big hand. Thank you, Lijing. Thank you for sharing us your story from Haerbin. We are so touched by this story, and thank you for the volunteers there. Let's give her a big hand one more time.
我们还是用掌声来再次感恩丽晶。对不起，在播放影片上让您稍稍的停顿了哈，这是我的错误。
And we need to learn you weren't smiling while you're sharing the story to us. Thank you so much.
到最后，这是我们要学习。
Now, everybody,
无论任何的一个状况，
let's take a short break. We're going to do the activities together. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's stand up and do some activities together.
大家好，我们赶快慢慢的站起来，让我们来活络筋骨喽！别怕去梦想，是的，别害怕去梦想。来，我们踏点。 踏并，踏并，加上手，拍腿，拍手，准备，推推手手，手掌推，力量推，非常好，加油！星星、太阳、月亮各有值得被赞叹的，准备开窗户。 做扩胸，非常好，加油哦！现场的家人们，推推松松，看向了新人眼光，手掌推，力量推，培养我们并不一样，加油继续，给对方力量。对，开窗户。也曾怀疑感伤，很好哦。还是遇见真的心用爱，开手举高。 手举高哦！非常好，加油加油！拍手力量，往斜前方，非常好，加油！力量继续加油，手打直，继续。 准备从头喽！那自信推开了窗，看看天空，其实非常宽广。星星、太阳、月亮各有值得被赞叹的光。开窗户！不要自我捆绑，生命会更闪亮。扩胸的运动，发现能成就的事超乎想象。看上了新人眼光，手掌推，力量推，培养我们并。 却能互相给对方力量。开窗户，都曾误解失望，也曾怀疑感伤，还是遇见真的心用爱。拍手举手，别害怕去梦想，记得换手，非常好，手打直，力量给我，拍手侧前推，去梦想。 倾听内心的愿望，就算碰到阻挡，也一定会天天都有成长。踏步，手摆动，未来才能抵达。手摆动，眼泪在飞扬，你努力的模样。可以的，脚可以稍微抬高一点点的。来，收脚，拒绝半途返航，换收脚，是我们的信仰。 好的倔强，超越很有精神的哦！继续，加油，收脚，踏点，踏点。哎，让我们稍微缓和一下哦，还有哦，踏并，踏并，大步一点，膝盖微弯，非常好，加油！拍手举高。 去梦想，举高，好有力量的，不要害怕，拍手侧前，好有力量，嘿，嘿，嘿，一起喊，嘿，嘿，嘿，嘿，换动作，踏步。 前面挥手，举高挥手。 场，我们今天就带动一首活动组在这边祝福大家健康活力旺，心态健康上盖赞。谢谢大家，慢慢坐下。
好，不要忘记哦，下星期请大家穿着大爱感恩科技的服饰来穿戴，你上去的时候也是可以戴着墨镜的，没问题，好不好？我们让我们的若晨师姐以及我们的点名师兄，他们觉得很感动，我们这么相挺的。当然，江主任他说他想要。觉得那个裤子非常好穿，他要再去买。我说拜托，你可以下礼拜买吗？你下礼拜买的时候增加业绩，让他们。
And this is really great that we have such a wonderful team, right? And we have a wonderful products. And my husband just said that this is kind of a great market for us, right, to promote some products here, okay? And we also did a wonderful activity right here. And right here, and you will see a lot of positive feedbacks, right? And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the next unit. And this is a really warm and touching topic, right? And our topic is, okay, about older, like a shift editors, right? And today we're gonna introduce the good book, right, and to everyone. And let's take a look at the screen. And you will see in the poster and that we have Kaixuan, the ship editor, and we have Huiying and Jing as well. And later on, you will just also see Huiyu, and she has to work and until last night, and she told me that she has time to come over, and this is really touching. And today, I'm gonna introduce you this wonderful book, which is named Reading Upon the Cloud. And everybody will just get online and share the touching and wonderful stories about this good book, right? And if you will find out your name is in the book, right? And I will just invite you to just get online, okay? And this is the stories belonging to us, right? Okay, and all the like text editing are designed by Kaixuan, and we have also graphic designers and a lot of like talents here. And on like June 18th, and we are going to promote our book like in Jiayi. So if you have any like good friends there, then please just tell them that they have to go, right? Okay. And on July 30th, and we will also have a promotion campaign in Kaohsiung. Okay, and the campaign will be held with like a Zhixuan, like a lifelong learning center. So please just come over, or you can either come over or get online if you don't have time. And I'm so grateful to our team members, right? And today you will just see the positive feedbacks produced by Huang Fangwen, and Huang Fangwen will be also here in August, right? And we share a lot of wonderful stories about her. You know that she never argued with her husband ever since like she got married. And I just invited her to come over and share her like stories, right? And because she's really a role model, okay? And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that everything that you say, everything that you share here will be just designed and collected by our like text designers, right? So please just come over and let's take a look at firstly Jinsu. And Jinsu is in Thailand. And let's take a look about what Jinsu is like talking about here. And you see this is really familiar to you, right? If you are certified, because this is a lotus that we are using, right? In the like a certification ceremony. And in Thailand, and this is Jinsu who produces such lotus there. And Jinsu will just share what is the like a true and the deep profound meaning there. And later on, we will have Jinsu share about this, right? Okay. And you know that how many people are involved here, and everyone is happy. And lotus symbolizes a purity, so we have to like invite more people to join us, right? And Master Zheng Yan says like the lotus is just like the heart of every bodhisattva, and within all the 36 like lotus seeds, right, symbolize the the 36 like a lotus bodhisattvas that will be in the world in the future for us.
好，刚才就是我们看到我们的主编，那现在我们来看看我们另外一个主编哦，在高雄的一个会营。
And this is very, very touching. Again, and we see an old lady right here, and he is our volunteer that knows the impermanence of our world, and he is 87 years old, and he still takes care of the elder in their home. Well, this is also a very touching story by our volunteers, and all the touching stories will be just collected in this book. And again, this book is named Reading Upon the Cloud, right? Okay. And now I will just talk about our managing editor, and she is Xu Kaixuan. And Dr. Cai Renbi safeguards all the patients, and she's a wonderful doctor, and his wife this year will be certified. And in the recent years, my wife gets involved very deeply in the Buddha's Dharma, so she wishes to know more about Tzu Chi, and I just feel that I can do more at Tzu Chi, and I think this is a wonderful thing for us, right? And I'm so grateful that she says so, right? Okay, and I won't play you more videos because of the time limitation. I'm sorry. And the book, Reading Upon the Cloud, we also have a Granny Su Mei that produces the birthday a peach bomb for us, right? And this is all about all the a positive affection toward the online study group Kaohsiung, and everybody is just touched, right? And the stories would just be written in the Tzu Chi history. Okay, so let's be grateful. I'm so grateful to all the editors, right? And they're all here. I'd like to be with you because you have a positive energy.
好，我们非常感恩今天呢，我们所有的编辑群全部到位。我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正的，好可爱。他是学玉在安排的时候，完全没有觉得我是很瘦身，可以在家。
Today's our team is going to share this book.
真的非常的感动。
And we have many editors.
其实要讲的就是我们团队的一个故事。那棒棒接力来讲，那我们的团队这样的一个故事的写，最主要你看书里面，总编、主编、美编，还有一个重要的写手叫宜祥。宜祥在哪里
？And we also have a sister Fangwen. She also come to our study group, and we are going to see some video. And we can see a lot of people is around the world, and they hold the book and they join this study group. And we can see lots of people they holding the book Reading Upon the Cloud. We are so grateful. And they have 33 writers to finish this book. And we can see some of them, they have written on the book, they share their stories. And I have a lot of people to accompany this book. And because the limit space, so we still have a lot of story couldn't include in the book.
成就这样的故事，那更多的跃上云端的故事会继续来发展，很多人还没办法写进去。
And we can see another picture video. You can see a lot of people on the stage, and we share some information to the Master Zheng Yan, and Master Zheng Yan recommend us, and they want us have this book, and this book, the name is called Reading Upon the Cloud. I have shared one story. And we can see this story. There's a lot of story, and we can see the small puppets. And this small puppet is made from the Taiwanese sister. Do you want this small puppet? If you want to have this small puppet, you can come to our Kaohsiung study group. And we can see they have a fine. Yeah. And there is also shared to the volunteer who live in the overseas, and we will encourage the billion sister. She can make more to share to more people. Today, our team, they work very hard. And they can get one of these small puppies. We can see, we can have a look while they share their story. And you can see that's such a very adorable. And we also have a sewing team. And we also can teach people how to sew. It's difficult to make the small puppy, but I will try my best to teach you and or use some broadcast to teach you. I will let you listen a lot of Tzu stories. 来聊慈济，不是聊天呐，聊慈济。我会让你们听很多慈济的故事，然后很开心。这样好不好？ You can invite your parents and some elder people to join our team. And Sister Fang, when she live in American, but she say she want to join this team. In the future, we might be. We'll have more stories. Did you believe it? We have to believe Master Zheng Yan. Let's have see our editors. 相信，要相信上人，所以我们即将展开遇见作家深度展。Okay, we invite the manager editor. 喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量。We are so grateful. 导播 take 视讯的，来，请总编辑。All the writer all around the world. Even though some story you couldn't include in the book.
所有的写手们，虽然到最后呢，我们
Okay, let's have a see our main editors.
我们把他们的名字全部都是放进去的。那现在我们就棒棒接力来分享，来凯旋。对，口罩
Venerable Master Zheng Yan and everybody, and grandfather and grandmother, how are you? I wish my father-in-law can join this study group. I'm Xu Kaixuan from Jiayi. Some people teach me when we're going to take a picture, don't standing straight. You better to standing another way, and then your face looks smaller. So the main teacher may say if we perform well, we will get the present. But I'm going to tell one story about her. Master Zheng Yan told her she had to take care of us. We can have a look. She just complimented the Dr. Lin. He's so handsome. And Zhang Zhuren is just look at her quietly. Okay, I can't talk too much. I am the manager editors. I'm going to share my team. My team is guide reading. And I think everybody should read this book roughly. And but I can't imagine everybody already read the book. I'm very nervous. I just imagine everybody haven't read this book before. But I really suggest everybody can have roughly read few pages. We can know because the Master Zheng Yan's expectation, so this book come up, and she want we document the story. The Master Zheng Yan say this book should include time, space, and a relationship with people we can witness, and then our next generation to witness the Ciji people, what the Ciji people do. So this book, there must be included the Dharma of Master Zheng Yan's Dharma and the wisdom. Because Master Zheng Yan's Dharma and we collect us together. In our team, we must have one leader. And the leader, who is the leader? Of course, is Teacher Meiyun. Even though she usually says she's not a leader, she's just a follower. But actually, she is a very good leader. Because her, and we can write down a lot of story about the online study group Kaohsiung. Teacher Meiyun, she joined the Ciji when she was 28 years old, and she said she got some blessed from Ciji. She joined the Ciji from 28 until she retired. Even though she retired, she also joined the online school. She established the study groups in the morning time. So we can talk about the story. In 2011, have the Dharma adoption. I think at the time have a lot of people participate in, and at the same year, the e-books also unpublished.
这是慈济的一个大事件。同年，我们的电子书是不是也问世了？那那些过程的时候，
And we also have some parts in this book.
委员们更能够了解当时的时空背景。
How can we read this book? How can we know this broadcast? Yeah, like before the doctor shared his story, it's about the medical education. The people they share their story, and also have some volunteer they share their witness. For example, if they go to the disaster area, and what did they do, and what did they see, and they share their story. And I also see some sister. And we also see people. She does exercise because you look, this content is so great. Sometimes they will do some exercise during the time. And the teacher Meiyun, she is very good to training people. She thinks everybody have a good talent. The teacher Meiyun say, if you pray enough, you can stand it up. For example, like you also can, like two family people, they face and face to talk to each other. And she also training us tell story ability. A lot of people ask teacher May, say, how can you find so great people to join this team? And I have to say she has very good talent to see the people, and she encouraged them to join it. For example, in some people, she will ask, do you know how to turn on the computer? And we come in, we join this team, so we become more powerful. Master Zheng Yan used to ask us, why you have a larger team in this group? But actually, we are find solve the problem on the go. In this book, they have we talk about different team and some kinds of original team, and they share their story, and also have some reader they give us some feedback. And then she say the book is very good, but some story about the team is not enough. So I want you share more, but it's very sorry because we have a limited space. In the future, if we have more time and space, we will document more. And we can see this section is, this unit is a lot of people feel very touching. This section is the volunteer they share their story and what did they change their life when they join these study groups. And they also have a different, they want to become better and they want to do more. And then we also have one chapter talk about live broadcast. And they will have the transcript on this broadcast.
有一些我们团队成员真的很棒，分部分帮我们誊打成逐字稿。然后怡翔
And we used to why we need to type all the transcript.
那个时候我们一直跟出版社的美
But
君师姐说，哎，读书会
eventually we are right because
你要浪费时间把它打成文字。
they say they are not before they not join the group. And when they see this section, they will totally understand what is the study group about. And in the book also have a QR code, and you can scan that, and you will know the video, and you will know more about our group. And also have the one book is about how to write about the contemporary art. And this book actually is match the Master Zheng expectation. And they also read a book. It's very clear and very original, and it's value to people to think about and do research. Our story is all original. Online group is original. And the story is completely. After we write our story, we will hand out to our main editor to make sure that everything is correct. Yeah. Because we have to make sure information is correct, without the contradiction. And about the quotes, because in the book we have a lot of example and a story, we have the evidence, including the personal accounts or physical evidence. People will share, and about the books aesthetic. Master Chen Yan said our book look very good and design very well.
就5月26号那一天，大家都有听到吼，上人说我们这本书很干净、很漂亮，真的很好，赞叹很久，有没有？好，杜阿赫拉的美编给他来到现场，请我们的美编林慧宇来跟大家聊一聊，好不好？好，谢谢。哦，被当刚好。哦。
I finished this book is in hurry time, but actually this book, the name of this book.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Hui Yu, and I'm the graphic designer. Okay, and it's gonna be running out of time as I received the book, right? And you know that the break designing will be like a final part within the book, right? And I think you know that we have to finish reading such a book and know every content, every page about what we have in the book, right? Then here comes my graphic designing. Let me tell you this story, okay? This book was named Way on the Cloud originally. And according to the name Way on the Cloud, I began designing from the page and a front cover and the back cover was this book, right? And I also designed a picture which is, a book being open there, and it symbolizes that everybody will just open up the book and happily read this, right? And you will also find a lot of dots there, and they symbolize like a digital dots. It also means that we are on the way with the technology, and we combine the reading club with technology, right? And it also shows that we have a lot of bodhisattva, which means volunteers coming from all over the world. And as we open up the book, and we will just read all stories about the Dharma water, and this is a really, really kind of a good idea, and this is all my sharing. And ladies and gentlemen, good day. I'm Huiying, and I'm also the a ship designer, editor in this book, right? And I am in charge of the positive feedbacks in this book. And in 2012, I was certified, and with the 10 years of my certification, I realized that Master Zheng Yuan always delivers her a wisdom to her disciples, right? If we really get drenched in the Dharma, and we will always be feeling the joy of the Dharma, right? And I am happy to just shoulder on the responsibilities. Therefore, I can just share the Dharma with you, right? Okay. So on March 10th, right, and we really invite a lot of amateur writers, and therefore begin just giving pieces of writings, okay, in the book, reading upon the cloud, right? And before this book was published, and I was really grateful to the a publisher named Reason Monthly, and Mr. Tian Lijing in this a publisher just said that this is a kind of a professional book, right, with a good graphic designing and a good typesetting in this book, right? And Tian Lijing, actually, she was also one of our ship designers and ship editors in this book, right? And she also carefully checked on the pages and the designings and the writing pieces, and she said to us that we are professional. We are no less amateur than really amateur writers, right? Okay, and I told Meiyun that okay, we have a little bit insistence that we want all the pictures, we want all the stories, okay, and they have to be about all the stories of our volunteers. So this book can be kind of a warm, right? Okay, and this book, therefore, was sent into print, and everybody, therefore, was looking forward to the book being published, right? Okay, and thanks to everybody that gives his or her support toward this new book, reading upon the cloud, right? Yes, by the way, we have Wang Benrong, okay, the CEO of Education Mission, and she really shows, I mean, he really shows his support toward this book, right? And within his forum with Master Zheng Yuan, and he mentioned to Master Zheng Yuan that our book is going to be published, right? Okay, and he told Master Zheng Yuan this information himself, right? Well, and he is really our manufacturer, right? Okay, and this is a kind of a promotion about this book, right? And this news was also heard by the masters in the Jing's abode. So masters in the abode are also kind of curious about this book, right? So they did a really good job in promotion of this book, right? And on March 10th, and we had to just deliver this book to Master Zheng Yuan, which means that we were really running out of time, and we really didn't have enough time designing this book, right? Okay. And you know that all the editors were all over the world. Maybe they are in Thailand, and some of them are in Taiwan or Australia somewhere. Okay, and as the book was collected before it was published, and of course all the staff members of our a foundation just read this beforehand. Okay, so we also talk about this lady, and she is Fu Yulan, and she also just combined like a promotion, like a campaign in Taipei, and she was also one of our benefactors. I mean, benefactors and that really promotes the book in a really romantic like a places at Dazhi, Taipei, just around the Ferris wheel. And the second promotion campaign was held in Tainan. And this was really a very wonderful chance that we can have this chance like in Tainan with like all the citizens there. And the Shujin and the Wenjing are also our benefactors because they also did a wonderful promotion. Okay, both in like Beijing and all over the world. And not only this, right? They also did something which was touching. They also sent the book to people who are interested in such books, right? And in the books, we see a lot of readers from China, and they also had the book in hand, and they read them really, really happily, and they showed really good support to us, right? And let's also take a look at the young people, and we also have like young people in Kaohsiung who also told me that they really enjoyed reading such books. So young people reading the book, how wonderful it is, right? And this is enjoying, and we have Mr. Lin Beijiang, and he is our volunteer enjoying. So he also paid a lot of money buying so many books for like his friends around his neighborhood, right? And now let's talk about the photos, right? And the positive feedbacks, right? And during the online study group, and you sometimes and from time to time, you know that we have a lot of cost saying their positive feedbacks on there, and they are also collected in this book, and everybody can really read them in the book and on our fan pages. So I think this is a wonderful sharing that if you really can just give me a thumb and like our like fan pages, and everything you do actually is a great support to us, right? And here in this picture, we have Jing, and her mom was one of our volunteers in the long-term care. And her mom enjoyed coming to this online study group because of this book, right? And let me tell you, the mom passed away just a couple of months ago. And Jing hoped that, okay, everybody would just continue reading this book. So she donated some money buying a couple of like books, and they hope both the daughter and the granny really hope that the people will just read more about this book, right? Okay, and I think her mom's best wish is that people would really enjoy reading such book, right? And this is kind of touching. Thank you very much.
I'm the Jing coming from Thailand. I'm so glad to be here with everybody at the home field. During the whole process of doing this, when blossom, the butterfly just coming to you. Now we are the same group to edit this book, reading up on the cloud. We are the Kaohsiung online study group. We are coming to smell the flower. We are like the butterfly, just smelling the flowers. We are here to achieve ourselves. We
we vote and teacher Meiyun took up quite a lot when we are so excited to edit this book. The teacher Meiyun, she's the one of the online study group team leader. She's the one never take day off. So we are all touched. We record every touchment, and that's the reason came up this book, reading onto the cloud. There are so many butterflies coming here for this book edit. And Thailand volunteer sister Meiyun, on March 15, she came to Kaohsiung online study group main home field. She loves the positive energy of this home field. March 21st, we promotion this book, reading on to the cloud, and she's responsible for the transportation of the group. She also do the humanity editing group. So she has the talents of the execute assistant to multinational enterprise corporation. She also has the experience of taking care of the international refugees. Sister Beizhi, on March 17, she's her daughter is the brain neurosurgery resistant. Kingdom's commissioner's brother Li, he's the long-term book friend of our online study group. He read the book, and he also to collecting art and collecting love. The most beautiful scenery is we are all here full of love. The book, reading up onto the cloud. September 24, we have the all on footprints to do this book, to edit this book. The teacher Meiyun say, am I crazy to publish a book in short time? And teacher Meiyun say, Ruyu sister, you are so great. You are so fast to finish your assignments. Teacher Meiyun, she supported us with her love, and she did listening, typing by listening. We are all the ordinary people without any editing, publishing book experience. We are all amateur, and we are just October 5th, all the editors have a meeting. Three editors all here to talk about, discuss how to publish this book. Now, the first time all three writers to be responsible each part of the book. Huiying, she's very experienced. She's like the data bank of this all the information. October 12th, they are bit by bit, drop by drop. They are on the page 191 to 199. So you can see all the details of or how to publish this book. There. We welcome everybody to read the book, all the details on that page. In the beginning, there are 31 writers. October 21st, Master Zheng Yuan traveled to Kaohsiung, Jing, and our team reported the progress of the book publication to Master Zheng Yuan. December 22nd, all the framework has a big change. January 6th, all the editor group just knock out everything in the retrain. There are all 31 writers to write this book. There are some stories of sisters. We have some good pictures of this brother sister, how they devoted their time to publish this book. Or our summary. Let's read on book to the cloud. I'm the Fangwen's sister. I'm from the USA. There are not much time left. We encourage overseas book friends to order the ebook overseas. Ebook is very convenient for everyone to read, and it's also cheaper, $100 cheaper than the physical book. There are some special functions for the ebook. You can listen the book, not only just reading. So everybody wants to read the book overseas. You can order the ebook first. If you have the opportunity to order the physical book, you can also order the physical book to be your family heirloom. So we send everybody's gift to all these editors. Everybody's working hard for this book publication. Thanks everyone's contribution to this book. Kaohsiung online book study spend a lot of time on this book. We thank for every sisters, editors,
退休只有转进，感
we
恩船舰领航者，我就变船舰领航者。
we
对指挥家、
this
老
book
师培育陪伴这么多优秀的人才，
reading online the
飞越海
cloud
洋，传遍海内外，非常的感恩。
even
大家都
very
拿到，
popular
要读的是不是它？
overseas.
你放心，你的会补上，因为在整本书里面，
So
宜祥
we
担任一个非常重要的角色。在最后，
we
这个
use
是我
the
们没讲
AI
到，但是是
to
出版要的。
to
所以当我们
support
这个部分也运
this
作
book
了，利用了
publication.
AI 的一个部分，也请了曾怡协助。可是最
We
后
thank
AI 出来的稿子，我
some
们分给
sister
了4个人，
to
包括于
to be
虎、
part of
曾
this
怡、宜祥，还有一位是谁？
this
完蛋了，忘记了，没有提到你就原谅我
contribution.
不老了。好，这个当下以后出来以后，大家的文笔又变成不统一的。 这时候要找一个人串，
She cannot
所以
sit down
期检的时间就找他串。刚才
because
我一直告诉
she
他说：“你为什么不坐下来？”他说：“老师，你知道，他完全坐不下，就是一直在吃止痛剂的状况之下。”
So the last paragraph is written by Fang Wen. She just came back from the USA. We thank for all the overseas Shiji family members reading online the cloud. So everyone got a gift. Thanks for this editor team group. Not only sister is doing this book, their husband and even in-laws also did something for this book. July 12th, we are going to have a special event. Thank for all the sisters, all the editor sisters. Thanks for their to do this little artwork. So these little cute gifts are so cute. So we can send these cute gifts to overseas Shiji family members. They are so cute. Everybody can make it.
你不要先去担心我的手不够巧，我真的一辈子都。你不要先去担心我的手不够巧，我真的一辈子都没有想到，我们家的
I cannot do this artwork,
是江主任，
but
因为我不会，你知道吗？我就是丢过去，我不会。
Director Zhang,
上人为什么做
he can do all this kind of artwork.
然后我根本不会做这些事的人，
So we do all this artwork to connect each Shiji family members. If someone is interested in this artwork, just join this team. We have this kind of artwork once a month. If you can tell stories, you are also welcome to this group. If you buy this Shiji products, you can buy this Shiji products. So we will let everybody know Shiji have this kind of good products. Next week we will the 大爱 Shiji outfits next week.
第三个就是他会给我们一个连我都还没看过，还在设计的一个 surprise 的礼物，我不知道是什么。
Next week,
所以各位，总之下个礼拜我们会遇到的是慈济马来西亚
Malaysia
会的副执行长
will share the stories.
那女主
And
导
also
是丁雪玉，为什么？因为她上一次
European sister Erin also will join our
or study next week. So next week, just come back home earlier.
你说他们演员会不会有？不会，因为不是海外的。但是他的设计总监这个部分，我再想想看，因为他们对我们真的帮助很大很多。好
If you love the Master Jing, just join us 慈济。
说慈济，所以每个礼拜三跟我们接轨在一起。我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量。
You don't have to have the rights, but you need to have the influence to other people.
但要有影响力。我们挥手跟上人金色师傅，谢谢。好，请跃上云端跟导渡人，用最快速度上2楼，快点。好，什么东西都不用拿，走。
We don't need to have any power, but we need to have influence. And ladies and gentlemen, let's wave goodbye to Mr. Zheng and all the people in the world. Okay.
放在桌子上，我们会收回来，没有的就送给你。
Okay. Designed by Kaixuan, and we have also graphic designers and like talents